All right, welcome everyone. This is a student choice presentation for Shields Elementary. We are so excited that you are here. Just a few little housekeeping things. If you'll just make sure that your mic is muted, and there will be some time for questions at the end. And so kind of jot some notes down if you have any, and we'll take those at the end. I hope you enjoy this presentation. We are super excited to be a personalized learning campus for next school year. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of walk you through how we got to where we are, and then kind of tell you about some things that we're piloting this semester in preparation for next year. So where have we been and where are we now? So this is prior to COVID of last year. This is the STAR data for Shields Elementary. And so you can kind of see that it's kind of just stagnant from the past couple of years. And so we're really wanting to change that. We don't have any data from last year because of COVID, and our students did not take the STAR test. However, they will be taking the test this year. So our process. So this process is part of a grant that we were awarded. It was a blended learning grant, and we did start off with being a blended learning campus. And the more we evolved in this whole process, we decided that really what we're going to be doing next year is so much more than just blended learning. And sometimes when people think of blended learning, you automatically think of, oh, homeschool or on the computer, remote learning kind of thing, and that's really not what it is. And so we have changed the name to personalized learning, and so I'll tell you more about that. But how the journey began is we had a design team made up of leadership from our school, teachers, parents, community members, people from central office. And we started this work back in October, November time, really getting started. And so it has been a long journey. And it's just so exciting to see how it just keeps evolving and becoming even more exciting for our students. So you can see our journey where we started in October. We started gathering our team and kind of doing the design journey. We did a listen and learning thing with our community, with our families, to see what is it truly that they want, as well as our staff and our students. We conducted surveys through that as well. And then starting in December, we started drafting and refining our vision and creating our leaps in our design principles. And now we're in the process where we're planning, piloting, and really getting started. And we're going through a whole cycle. And so we're trying things out now and then coming back and revamping and different things like that. So why school must change? And so as you look here from the 1900s, you would see that students are sitting in rows. The teacher is teaching from the front of the school. It's very traditional. It's the same way in the 1950s. You have the teacher at the front of the school. Again, everybody is in desk and rows. Here, they're sitting, you can see maybe like in groups or some technology that's available. But again, the teacher is at the front of the rooms. And so looking at to where we are now, like it's crazy to think that, you know, our students have been learning on the computers and stuff that is really hard for us to think about, like, oh, you know, our students need paper and pencil. This generation is not like that. They are very technology driven. And so why school must change. So systems achieve what they're designed to achieve. And so this is just a little education system where you can see the students going in all the same way and coming out the same way. And you might have little students going down the creativity or the discipline and intelligence chutes on this thing. But we really want to change that. So the traditional model really isn't working how we want it to work. And so that is why we are redesigning our school. So what our parents and our teachers have said is that SEL, so the social emotional part, really needs to be in our students' day-to-day activities. And so we have structured that. We know relationship building is key. We want the students to feel a sense of belonging here. We know that if they feel welcomed, they're going to want to work a little harder. And so we want to definitely make sure we meet those needs, because everybody is coming from different backgrounds and you never know what somebody's going through at home. But we want school to be a safe place and for them to be able to talk to people if needed. Also, learning needs to connect to real life experiences. This is so exciting, and we're really going to be identifying weekly how we can connect to real world examples. And so I'll talk about that with our passions block. We know that individualized and small group instruction is going to make us get to where we need to go with our students. And so typically in a traditional classroom, the teacher is doing her very best to reach every student. But when you have a class of 22 students, you're really kind of teaching to the middle of the row. Like there's some students that are higher and some are lower, and you're doing your best job to really meet everyone's needs. Well, we have a plan for that how we're going to address that with our small group instruction. And the economy is changing in so many ways, and so we want to make sure that our students are going to be leaving us equipped with critical thinking skills and reasoning skills to help them prepare for their future. And students need time to exercise, and they need recess, and they need to be able to move around, because sitting in those rows of a desk, that's not working for our students anymore. And so we have a plan for that. So I want you just to imagine the possibilities of what school could really be like. And so our vision is part of our journey when we started with our team was, what are the things that are really important for our students? And so you can kind of see this collage of words that reading was really important, growth mindset, grit, empathy, creativity. And so from here, we decided on these graduate aims. And so we have 4 graduate aims, and what these aims are really doing is every day at our school, we're going to be hitting these different things. And so by the time our students leave us, we want them to be able to have that intellectual prowess. We want them to be curious about their learning and investigate. We want them to have empathy and growth mindset, because where they are, there's so many ways you can grow, and we want to develop that ability for our students. And so these are going to be our core values that we do. And so as we also want to prioritize for our students what we want for them. So we want to look at the whole child. We don't want to just look at their reading and math scores, but we want to do all aspects, their cognitive, their emotional, their social, their physical factors that impact their learning. We want rigorous learning, because we want to be able to meet the students where they are and then grow them. So coming in at every level, you have students who are maybe behind, or maybe they're on target, or maybe they're higher achievers. And so sometimes you don't get to reach those higher kids or the lower kids. And so by having a personalized learning path, we are really going to be intentional about where our students are and be able to be data driven. And so if they are higher learners, we are going to be able to create pathways and playlists for them to work on projects that meet their needs. And if they are maybe a struggling student, then we're going to back up, and we're going to group the students in our small group with our teachers to work with them. So we're really getting away from their traditional everybody is in rows, and we're going to small group instruction. So we're doing away with whole group and really focusing in on being intentional about where students are based on the data and where they need to go. And plus, there'll be some goal setting amongst them as well. Also, affirmation of self and others, and customization. And that really goes along with the playlist and organizing the students based on their needs, and then seeing what they truly need to work on so they'll be successful. So a day in the life. This is a 4th grade schedule. And so typically you have, I know, just speaking from my own personal campus right now, is we have a master schedule. In the schedule, we are, they'll start maybe ELAR, and then they have to stop because it's PE time, or it's specials time, or it's lunch time. And then they come back, and, it's kind of choppy. And so one of the things that we're doing for next year is we are going to be very intentional in our schedule. And I actually already have it created for next year. I'm so excited. But we are going to have 2 blocks of time that are uninterrupted. And so it's going to be a STEM, so science and math will be together. And then we'll have ELAR, which will also have social studies. And so it's 135 minutes that the students will have that's designated for those subjects that'll be uninterrupted. And so we are really looking forward to this. This is going to be only for next year in grades 2 through 5. And then the following year, we will implement K and 1 as well as the other ones. And so next year, we'll do the pilot for kinder and first. So we'll be trying some different things out. But our second grade through 5th grade really will be going on this journey full force starting next year. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing is the morning meeting. And so I talked about that SEL component was a big portion that the community, the parents, the teachers had talked about our students needing. And so every day we are going to have a built-in morning meeting time where we're going to be focused on community circles and really working with the kids with that SEL curriculum. And so this is something new that we have not done here. And so one of the things that I have asked as an autonomy is for our school day to start 15 minutes earlier than the normal school day. So with that, typically right now our school day starts at 8 o'clock. And so next year our campus is going to start at 7:45 because that's going to give us a 30 minutes chunk of time where we can really focus in on this morning meeting and setting goals and checking in with our students. So we have that. Then you can see on here we have the STEM, the blended learning, where it'll be math and science, the chunks of time. We have the restroom and recess and restrooms. We have lunch, and then we have that another huge block of time. We also have an enrichment block that will happen 4 days a week, and so that might be library, computer. We're looking at art or some type of readers theater type of thing, something, and even robotics, something that's going to help the kids be successful and get to do things that they might not typically do. PE and recess. Our Fridays are a little different, and this is one of the things I am most excited about is our passions block. And what this is our staff and our community members, we have so many passions that we would like to introduce to our students. And so students will be able to sign up for passions. And so this, even from the beginning of when we talked about this, it just keeps evolving. And I think that's what's so exciting on my end. And so if you have, maybe we have a student who wants to sign up for a cooking class that is being offered, or maybe wants to learn how to sew, then for 6 weeks at a time, we'll be able to do that. We also are going to have where the science fair thing could be one of the passion blocks. We're looking at, we have one of our teachers who her dad worked for NASA, and so she is all about NASA. And so we're looking at how we can incorporate even the students learning about NASA and possibly going on a field trip, you know, in 5th grade to NASA. And so we're still developing this, but it's really to expose students to different kind of things that they might typically not be able to. Same thing with dance. The Victoria Ballet heard about what we're doing, and they're like, oh, can we, you know, how can we help with this? And so I think the more we can get our teachers and our community involved, it'll be able to help give our students just the more exposure. And that's really what we want for them, more opportunities. And then the Genius Lab for math and reading will really be depending on where our students are. And so it's kind of like if they need enrichment or remediation, that's really going to be a specified time where they're going to get additional stuff. Let's see, here is a video. Yay, I'm doing good on time. So I'm gonna stop presenting on this, and then I'm going to upload this other video. All right, this is going to be a day in the life of a 4th grader. So let me see if I can get it working. Day in life of Gabriel. Meet Gabriel. Gabriel is a 4th grade student. He earns mainly B's. He loves reading and history, but sometimes struggles in math. He loves playing baseball and video games.
Today, Gabriel joins his classmates on the carpet for a community circle. He is handed the talking piece to tell about winning second place in a baseball tournament over the weekend. After the celebration, Miss Perry will lead the class in their daily community circle. The topic for today is for students to share an experience where you thought you could not do something and then you did it. Immediately following the community circle, Gabriel and his peer coach Jazzy review their goals and plan out their actions for today's must-dos, just like they do every day. Gabriel is a little behind on his reading independent practice, and his partner shares how she uses her planner to make sure she doesn't forget to complete her work. Gabriel commits to use his planner today and says he will check in with his partner at the end of the day. As the week progresses, Gabriel checks in with his teacher, reporting on his progress. Gabriel's teacher helps him think about setting more specific math goals and offers some study skills tips.
Gabriel has STEM class for 135 minutes. Before coming to Shields, he used to always feel stressed about math. Now he loves it because he's getting support through the whole class at just his level. His teacher starts the class off with a motivational clip, and then all the students check their laptops to find their station assignments. Today, Gabriel will be going to a small group first with Mrs. Perry. Before small group officially began, his teacher had noticed that he was struggling with the self-directed learning spiral review on geometry. After some support from Mrs. Perry, he's feeling much more confident and started off with a spiral review. The group then began their lesson on fractions. After small group time, Gabriel will head over to get his device and materials he will need for the computer station. He has chosen to work today in the 4th grade computer room that is set up with flexible seating and new computer desks. Mrs. Avila greets Gabriel as he enters, and he begins working on his STEM Scope science lesson. Gabriel likes the choice of working on his math or his science activities that he has completed during the week. After computer time, Gabriel will head over to the collaborative station. In this station, twice a week, he will work on STEM Scopes math, and twice a week, he will work on STEM Scopes science. During the math time, he will engage in virtual learning using the Explore videos prior to them choosing between a decide, a defend, or an accelerate activity. Today, Gabriel is excited to pair up with his friend Trey to solve this week's accelerate activity. The topic is bakery closing. Students will explore connections and applications of math and other cross-curricular content through interactions with authentic, real-world media provided by Associated Press. Trey grabs a box of manipulatives and they dig into the real-life problems. They first begin by discussing the caption from the newspaper and why is it important for a baker to know about fractions. Then they will take what they have learned about fractions and use it to answer the questions Mrs. Perry has assigned to them. Miss Avila will be in the room to assist if they need any help. Gabriel is already looking forward to the 2 days of science instruction that he will receive during this station time using STEM Scopes content connection videos and choosing between a virtual investigation or a simulation practice. The last station Gabriel will rotate to today is the Self-Directed Learning or SDL station. Gabriel will complete an assignment that was assigned to him in Google Classroom on fractions. After he finishes his assignment, he will be able to select a learner-centered task such as task cards, math games, hands-on learning, or digital activities such as Imagine Math Facts or Reflex Math.
Gabriel enjoyed his time outside and lunch with his friends, but was anticipating the ELAR block. For small group instruction, Gabriel moves to Mrs. Modal's table and joins 5 other students to focus on genre-specific comprehension skills. He likes working with this group because they are working on the group's instructional level. Gabriel then moves to the computer station. He gets his device out and begins working on Imagine Language and Literacy or Social Studies Weekly. When it is time to rotate, Gabriel moves to the collaborative station. Twice a week, he will meet in a small group with Miss Gadsden to develop his writing skills. The other 2 days, he will choose from foundational skills such as spelling, vocabulary, word work, fluency, etc. During the self-directed instruction station, he will be engaged in self-selected reading twice a week with an option to respond to literature. Examples are journal, blog, and/or complete an end product. In addition, Gabriel will work on elements of the writing process.
After a busy day of learning, Gabriel is excited for a little change of pace. Coding is his favorite enrichment class when he is in the library. He loves learning more about the fundamental principles of basics of robotics and coding using Dash and Dot robots, as well as learning about Legos. Today, they will use the strategies they have learned to create musical notes for Dash to play. Gabriel can't wait to play his new song for his classmates. Today was a great day in the technology block. Tomorrow, Gabriel will go to art class. Gabriel is excited to keep working with a small group on bubble painting with dry ice. His science teacher, Mrs. Duvall, will be helping with this project. Something different that we'll be implementing next year will be called a passions block. Our staff and community have so many talents and interests they would be able to share with our students. This would be a great opportunity for our students to learn something new. Here are some possible passions that our teachers have come up with that might be offered next year. Students in 2nd through 5th grade will pick a passion that is being offered to learn about for 6 weeks at a time. After the 6 weeks is up, students will pick another passion to explore. This will allow our students to be exposed to activities they might not have had the opportunity to learn about. Kinder and 1st grade students will have a version of this that will meet the needs for them to learn and explore on their level. Sorry about that. Let me see here. Okay. So then another part of this, and I'm sure you were able to see in the STEM and the ELAR block, those are really going to be broken into 4 sections. So we'll have a small group, a computer station, the collaboration station, and then the SDL, so the self-directed learning station as well. We have those in. And let me see if I can share my screen. Let's see. Again, our rollout plan is for next year that it will be 2nd through 5th grade. And then the following year, we will roll out kinder and 1st grade as well. Okay. All right, so that really is our presentation as far as what we're going to be doing next year and what it's going to look like. We're super excited to also have flexible seating in the classrooms, and so we just ordered different desks that can be rearranged for partners or a collaborative group and stations. And just the flexibility of students really taking ownership in where they are and growing. And that's what we want to see with all of our students. And so I welcome any of you, if you have any questions, to please let me know. I'm just excited about the possibilities. And that really is one of the things outside of my wall, of my office on the wall. There, it's a big thing that says dream big. And this really has been able to provide us with an opportunity. What do we really want for our kids? And just giving us a platform. We are going to be a one-to-one device. And so that is exciting that each student in 2nd through 5th grade will be issued a laptop. And then our kinder and 1st grade students all will be a one-to-one device with the Apple iPads. And so we are good to go there. I jotted down some notes as I was watching. Also, we are going to have a paraprofessional at every grade level. So not only are we going to have the teachers, but we'll also have a paraprofessional there that will be able to support in a learning lab situation. And so, again, the possibilities are endless. So we are still developing what our plan is. But this kind of, the video is really why I wanted you to see it, because that's really the direction we're going. And so, of course, we're going to be making modifications along the way to better enhance what we want for our students. But this is a great model, and I'll just open it up. I know we have a few more minutes if anybody has any questions.
And Ms. Gabbage, before we open it up, do you mind sharing your screen so I can tell the parents how they can actually choose to come over to Shields as a student choice option?
Yes, I forgot about
Because
that.
we definitely want to make sure that all our parents have the opportunity to choose and participate at Shields Elementary next year as a personalized learning campus. So let me share a little bit about how we got here. And so as a district, we worked together as a community to think about what were those opportunities that we would want for all our students. And we wanted an opportunity for our students to really achieve an and. We wanted them to leave us prepared and successful for their future, no matter what that pathway was. We wanted to encourage our students as a community to discover their genius. And we wanted to provide those opportunities at all levels, elementary, middle school, and high school. And so we began to look at flexible learning environments in order to provide you, our parents, and our families the opportunity to choose the pathway for your child. So if you'll continue, Ms. Gabbridge, let me tell you a little bit about how you can take advantage. This upcoming fall, we will be opening up 6 innovation campuses, and Shields Elementary will be our personalized learning campus for our students through 2nd grade through 5th grade this upcoming fall. If you choose to attend this campus, we would love for you to take an opportunity to apply. So there is a timeline available for you, and this information can be found on our BISD website under Student Services as well as our Office of Innovation. So on April 1st, our Choice Lottery application will open. All parents across the district will have an opportunity to choose the best pathway for their child in the upcoming school year. If your student is already currently zoned to Shields, they're going to take part in this wonderful opportunity and will not need to participate in the Choice Lottery application. But I would like to point out that the application window is only open until April the 16th, after which we will run the lottery. And so the next slides, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to participate. So as I stated before, if your child is already zoned to one of our innovation campuses, no worries. These opportunities will come to them, especially if those students are already in 2nd through 5th grade at Shields Elementary. There's no need to apply. You receive priority enrollment. However, if you are in our district and you would like an opportunity to participate in the Student Choice Lottery process, on April 1st, you simply would go to the Student Services page under the 21-22 online registration, and you're going to see an actual web page that you can go on and select the application as seen here on the screen. So those students not currently zoned must apply through the application window. You can go there now and find this information. The button is just simply not live. It will go live April the 1st at 9 a.m. Once the lottery has been conducted on April the 20th, then you as parents will receive both communication via email through our PowerSchool platform and a call from the Office of Innovation that your child has been selected for the lottery. As a family, you still have the opportunity to both accept this placement at Shields Elementary or deny it at this time. So step 4, should you take advantage of you receiving this choice placement at one of our innovation schools, you'll simply need to go back to the PowerSchool platform where you registered the application for the Student Choice Lottery and accept. You have until April the 30th to accept your placement at our new innovation campus, and we hope that you do. After which, the next part is registration. Every student in BISD must participate for online registration, and so the registration window opens May 3rd. So what we're asking is that if you have accepted one of our choice seats at our innovation campus, that you register within the first 2 weeks of that registration window. We want to make sure that you receive optimal opportunity to make your choice and be enrolled at our innovation campuses. Once you've been accepted at the lottery, you as a family member have made your choice and then registered. And then lastly, should you not be accepted through the lottery process, don't give up yet. You still have an opportunity. So if there are any choice seats that remain after the lottery, you as a parent can request through the transfer process that BISD does every year. That also opens up May 3rd. You'll simply put in the application for a transfer. It does go through a committee through review, but it's a second opportunity to, again, attend Shields Elementary personalized learning should you not be accepted for the lottery. But we know that you'll get your application on time, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much, Ms. Gabrish. I'm going to let you open up the floor to questions at this time. I think you're on mute.